MLK Day wherever you are. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was not only a leader in the fight for civil rights, he was also a visionary who understood the powerful role that economic justice plays in creating equality. His call for economic empowerment was rooted in the belief that true freedom requires financial security and access to opportunities. Fast forward to today, and his words echo louder than ever, particularly as we face a widening wealth gap and ongoing systemic barriers that make it harder for marginalized communities to achieve generational wealth. Imagine a world where every family, regardless of race or background, has the tools, knowledge, and support to build a financial legacy. That world is possible. And it begins with understanding how Dr. King's economic principles can guide us toward financial wellness, equity, and empowerment. Stay with me because in this episode, I am going to break down how Dr. King's timeless economic vision applies to our modern financial challenges. Together, we will explore how social justice and financial empowerment are deeply intertwined and discuss practical steps you can take today to build generational wealth for yourself and your loved ones. To truly grasp the significance of Dr. King's vision for economic justice, it is essential to look at the numbers. A stark statistic underscores the urgency of this message. As of recent data, the median wealth of Black households in the United States is just 1/8 that of white households. This staggering disparity highlights the persistent systemic inequities that affect access to education, home ownership, and generational wealth. Although I was not born in the United States, nor raised or worked here, I have lived in this country for nearly 5 years. During that time, I have come to fully embrace Dr. King's concepts, especially his vision for economic empowerment in the Black community. His message resonates globally, as the economic challenges he addressed are not confined to one country. They are deeply rooted in shared histories of inequality. Dr. King often discussed these challenges. In his Where Do We Go From Here speech, he said, "The curse of poverty has no justification in our age." These words remind us that economic inequality is not just a personal issue, but a societal one. It affects communities, opportunities, and ultimately futures. As we unpack his principles in this episode, keep that quote in mind. It serves as a powerful reminder that addressing these disparities is not just about personal financial success, it's about contributing to a broader movement for equity and justice. By exploring these truths, we can better understand how financial empowerment is a tool for both personal and societal transformation. With Dr. King's vision as our foundation and a clear understanding of today's challenges, let me share what we will cover in this episode. Before I do that, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Marie-Jo Caesar, and I am your host. I welcome you to the Merging Life and Money podcast. This space is all about helping you take control of your finances from the inside out while connecting your money choices to your values and purpose. Today, we will explore how Dr. King's economic principles are still relevant and show how they provide insight into creating financial security. These lessons guide us in building a solid foundation for ourselves and for the generations that follow. We will then move on to the connection between financial empowerment and social justice. I will explain how the two are deeply tied and how the financial wellness of one household can help lift an entire community. Finally, I will share clear, actionable strategies to help you build generational wealth. These are practical steps you can take right away to strengthen your finances and create a meaningful legacy for the future. This episode is not just about personal growth, it's about connecting our financial choices to a larger purpose, one that supports equality, justice, and opportunity for all. So let us move forward together and start this important conversation. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. envisioned economic justice as the backbone of equality, and one of the most striking examples of this vision was the Freedom Budget. This document, crafted in 1966 by leaders of the civil rights movement, outlined a bold plan to eliminate poverty in America. It proposed tangible solutions such as providing employment, ensuring access to affordable housing, and raising incomes for all workers. The Freedom Budget was not just an idealistic dream. It was a blueprint rooted in practical steps with the goal of creating opportunities for everyone, regardless of race or economic background. Dr. King believed that fighting poverty was a moral and economic imperative for the nation, and this plan offered a clear path to achieving that vision. Fast forward to today, and we see how elements of the Freedom Budget remain highly relevant. Equitable wages, affordable housing, and investing in education are still at the center of conversations about closing the racial wealth gap and creating pathways to generational wealth. While the world has changed since 1966, many of the systemic barriers that Dr. King thought to dismantle remain. What makes the Freedom Budget so powerful is its acknowledgement that economic justice is not just about individuals improving their circumstances. It's also about creating an environment where entire communities can thrive. This vision challenges us to think beyond our own needs and consider how our financial choices and advocacy can contribute to broader changes. Remember the Freedom Budget's enduring relevance. It reminds us that economic justice requires both a vision and concrete actions, and these two elements work together to create a lasting impact. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s vision for economic justice was built on key principles that are as meaningful today as they were decades ago. These principles, equal access to financial education, community-driven economic empowerment, and building a sustainable wealth system, form a framework for creating lasting change. First, let us talk about equal access to financial education. Dr. King understood that education is a powerful tool for breaking cycles of poverty. Today, financial education is more important than ever. Many people lack the knowledge they need to manage money effectively, whether it is creating a budget, saving for the future, or understanding investment. The lack of accessible financial literacy programs in underserved communities perpetuates inequality. Ensuring that all individuals, regardless of their background, have access to financial education is an important step in leveling the playing field. Next is community-driven economic empowerment. Dr. King believed in the power of collective action to lift entire communities. This idea still holds true today, particularly in initiatives like supporting local businesses, creating cooperatives, and fostering mentorship networks. When communities pool their resources and work together, they build stronger financial ecosystems that benefit everyone. This principle goes beyond individual success. It's about creating a ripple effect of opportunity and stability within the community. Finally, there is building sustainable wealth systems. Dr. King's principle encourages us to think beyond short-term financial fixes. Sustainable wealth systems focus on creating opportunities from long-term financial growth through strategies like home ownership, investments, and legacy planning. These systems ensure that wealth is not only built, but also preserved and passed down to future generations. Together, these three principles, education, empowerment, and sustainability, serve as a guide for addressing the persistent financial disparities. They remind us that economic justice is not a fleeting goal, it is a continuous effort to build systems that work for everyone. As we move further into this discussion, think about how these principles can apply to your own financial life and the ways you might contribute to creating stronger, more equitable communities. Understanding Dr. King's economic principles is one thing, but the real impact comes from applying them to our lives today. These principles, equal access to financial education, community-driven empowerment, and sustainable wealth systems, are not just theoretical ideas. They are tools that can transform how we approach money, both individually and collectively. Let us start with financial education. Today, we have access to countless resources, workshops, online courses, and financial apps that can help us learn about budgeting, saving, and investing. However, access alone is not enough. The real challenge is overcoming the misconceptions and fears many people have about money, especially in underserved communities. Dr. King's call for education reminds us that knowledge is power. By embracing financial literacy, we empower ourselves to make informed decisions, avoid costly mistakes, and take control of our financial future. Community-driven empowerment is just as vital now as it was in Dr. King's time. Supporting small local businesses, for instance, keeps money circulating within a community, creating jobs, and strengthening neighborhoods. Collaborating with others to share resources like investment clubs or cooperative ventures also builds financial stability. It reminds us that collective action is a powerful way to overcome challenges, particularly when systemic barriers make it harder for individuals to get ahead on their own. Finally, sustainable wealth system is about planning for the future while making smart decisions today. For instance, prioritizing home ownership can build equity over time, while investing in assets like retirement accounts or diversified portfolios helps grow and protect wealth. At the same time, tools like wills, trust, and insurance ensure that this wealth can be preserved and passed on to the next generation. These actions are not just about securing your own future. They are about creating a legacy that aligns with your values. When we integrate these principles into our personal financial practices, we improve our lives and contribute to a larger vision of economic justice that uplifts families, communities, and future generations. As we explore the connection between financial empowerment and social justice, keep these principles in mind. They are the building blocks of a stronger, more equitable financial foundation. Breaking the cycle of generational poverty requires us to confront the systemic barriers that have held certain communities back for decades. These barriers are not accidental. They are the result of long-standing policies and practices that have created unequal access to opportunities. Dr. King spoke openly about the need to dismantle these structures, saying injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That includes economic injustice, which often serves as a root cause of persistent poverty. Take the example of redlining, a practice that for decades denied Black families access to mortgages and home ownership in certain neighborhoods. The impact of redlining is still felt today, as home ownership is one of the primary ways families build wealth. Without the ability to own property, many were locked out of generational wealth building opportunities. Similarly, unequal access to quality education, fair wages, and affordable health care have contributed to the widening wealth gap. Addressing these systemic issues starts with acknowledging their existence. It means advocating for policies that promote equity, such as affordable housing initiatives, access to higher education, and fair lending practices. However, this solution must be paired with community led efforts to create pathways for financial growth. While systemic change takes time, there are steps individuals and families can take to start breaking the cycle today. For instance, prioritizing financial education within the family can help future generations avoid the pitfalls of debt and poor money management. Building small, steady saving habits, even in the face of financial challenges, can create a foundation for long term stability. Dr. King's vision reminds us that breaking poverty cycles requires more than individual effort. It involves changing the systems that perpetuate inequality. As we explore the broader connection between financial empowerment and social justice, consider how these systemic barriers have shaped your own financial journey and what steps you can take to create change, both personally and within your community. We need to focus on fostering economic opportunities to break cycles of poverty and create lasting financial change. Dr. King believed that everyone deserves a fair shot at building a stable financial future. While systemic barriers exist, there are practical ways to create opportunities, starting with financial literacy, education, and supporting businesses that strengthen communities. Let's begin with financial literacy programs. Financial literacy is a foundation for economic empowerment. Yet, many communities lack access to the tools and resources needed to develop these essential skills. Programs that teach budgeting, saving, investing, and credit management provide individuals with the knowledge to make informed financial decisions. When families learn to manage their money effectively, they are better equipped to overcome challenges, plan for the future, and pass these skills onto the next generation. Equally important is investing in education and skills development. Dr. King emphasized the power of education to unlock potential and create opportunities. Today, higher education and technical training programs offer pathways to better paying jobs and entrepreneurial ventures. Scholarships, grants, and mentorship programs that target underrepresented communities can help bridge the gap, allowing individuals to gain the qualifications and confidence needed to succeed. Lastly, supporting Black-owned businesses and entrepreneurs is one of the most direct ways to foster economic growth within marginalized communities. When you spend your money at Black-owned businesses, you help create jobs, support innovation, and keep resources circulating within the community. Likewise, entrepreneurs who reinvest in their neighborhood, whether by hiring locally or mentoring other business owners, play a vital role in building collective wealth. Initiatives like business incubators, microloans, and networking events designed for underrepresented entrepreneurs also contribute to this growth. Each of these approaches, financial literacy, education, and community business support, creates a ripple effect. They empower individuals to take control of their financial lives while contributing to the overall well-being of their communities. Dr. King's belief in the power of opportunity reminds us that fostering economic growth is not just about individual achievements, as I mentioned before. It's about uplifting entire groups and creating a legacy of progress. As we continue, think about the ways these opportunities can take root in your own life, in your community. How can financial literacy, education, and support for local businesses play a role in creating meaningful changes where you live. Economic empowerment is not just about what we earn or own, it's also about how we manage what we have. Mindful money management, when practiced consistently, has the power to uplift entire communities by fostering financial stability, encouraging collective growth, and breaking the cycles of scarcity that hold many families back. Mindful money management begins with intentional choices about how we spend, save, and invest. When families develop habits like budgeting, prioritizing savings, and reducing debt, they create a foundation of financial security that ripples outward. Children who grow up in financially stable households are more likely to carry those lessons into adulthood, contributing to generational progress. But mindful money management goes beyond personal finance. It also includes making choices that benefit the community. For example, spending money at local businesses or participating in cooperative financial systems helps keep resources circulating within the community, creating jobs and supporting economic growth. By supporting initiatives and businesses that reflect the values of equity and empowerment, we strengthen the fabric of our neighborhoods. One often overlooked aspect of mindful money management is the importance of planning for the future. Tools like life insurance, retirement accounts, and estate planning not only protect individual families, but also provide a safety net that benefits the community at large. When families can rely on financial tools to weather unexpected challenges, they are less likely to require external assistance, thus leaving more resources available for others in need. Dr. King believed in the power of collective action to drive meaningful change, and mindful money management extends that idea. When we make informed and intentional financial choices, we improve our own lives and contribute to the overall well being of the communities we belong to. Think about the choices you make with your money and how they affect you, your family, and the larger community. By embracing mindful money management, we can align our actions with a vision of economic justice and create lasting, meaningful changes together. When we consider the principles of financial empowerment and their connection to social justice, one thing becomes clear. Economic justice is not just a personal journey, it is a collective responsibility. Dr. King's vision teaches us that addressing inequality requires a multifaceted approach, combining education, opportunity, and mindful action. The ripple effect of financial empowerment is profound. When individuals take control of their finances, they set an example for their families. When families thrive, they inspire and uplift their communities. And when communities come together to advocate for equitable policies and practices, they drive systemic change that benefits everyone. The key insight here is that financial empowerment is not just about achieving personal wealth. It's about using your resources and influence to contribute to something bigger than yourself. Every small decision, whether it is learning financial skills, mentoring someone in need, or choosing to support a local business, plays a role in moving closer to the vision Dr. King championed. Economic justice requires both individual action and collective effort. It begins with each of us, but gains momentum when we share what we learn, support one another, and work toward a common goal. By embracing this dual approach, we can create a lasting impact that aligns with our values and the legacy we want to leave behind. As we prepare to discuss practical strategies for building generational wealth, I invite you to consider your role in the bigger picture. How can your financial choices reflect not only your personal goals, but also the well-being of those around you? Building generational wealth begins with a clear and strategic financial plan. Dr. King's vision emphasized the importance of creating sustainable systems, which, when applied to personal finance, translates into intentional planning for growth, protection, and legacy. A solid financial framework includes diversifying income, focusing on long-term investment, and managing risks through safety nets. Let's start with income diversification. Relying on a single source of income can leave you vulnerable to financial setbacks. Diversifying your income through side hustles, freelance work, or investments can provide greater stability and opportunities for growth. For example, using skills or hobbies to generate additional income not only strengthens your financial position, but also allows you to invest more in wealth building tools like retirement accounts or education funds. Next, long-term investment strategies are key to accumulating wealth over time. Investments such as stocks, mutual funds, real estate, or retirement accounts like 401k or IRA provide a way to grow your money steadily. The power of compounding means that the earlier you start investing, the more your wealth will grow. Even small, consistent contributions can lead to significant outcomes over decades. Strategic investments are not just about earning money, they are about making your money work for you. Equally important is risk management, which ensures that your financial plan is protected from unexpected events. Insurance plays a critical role here, whether it is health insurance, life insurance, or disability coverage. These tools act as safety nets, shielding you and your family from financial shocks, such as medical emergencies or income loss. This strategic framework, diversifying income, investing for the long term, and managing risk, is not just about creating wealth. It's about building a strong foundation that will support you and your loved ones no matter what challenges arise. As we move forward, think about which of these elements you might already be using and where you can strengthen your approach. A thoughtful, comprehensive financial plan ensures that your goals align with your values, providing both financial stability and a meaningful legacy. Generational wealth is not built overnight. It is a result of consistent and sustainable financial habits. While large financial milestones like buying a home or investing in a business can be beneficial, the foundation of wealth building lies in the small, everyday decisions we make with our money. Habits like budgeting, saving, and mindful consumption are the keys to creating long-term stability and growth. Let's begin with budgeting, which is a cornerstone of any financial plan. A well-structured budget allows you to understand where your money is going, prioritize your spending, and ensure that you are living within your means. Budgeting is not just about restricting yourself. It's about taking control of your finances and aligning your spending with your values and your goals. When done consistently, budgeting helps you make intentional choices about how to allocate your resources, leaving room for savings, investment, and the occasional splurge. Next is saving, which is essential for both short-term security and long-term growth. Building an emergency fund, typically 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses, is a first step in protecting yourself from unexpected financial shocks. Beyond that, saving for specific goals, such as vacations, homes, or retirement, creates a sense of purpose and progress. Automating your savings is a simple but effective way to ensure consistency. Even small amounts saved regularly can add up over time, thanks to the power of compound interest. Lastly, practicing mindful consumption is about being intentional with your spending. In today's world of constant advertisements and endless options, it can be easy to fall into the trap of impulsive purchases and lifestyle inflation. Mindful consumption means asking yourself questions before making a purchase. Is this aligned with my values? Does it serve a real need? Could this money be used more effectively elsewhere? By focusing on quality over quantity and prioritizing experiences or investments that add lasting values, you can avoid wasteful spending and redirect your resources toward building wealth. Budgeting, saving, and mindful consumption are the three habits that work together to create a strong financial foundation. They are simple, practical steps that anyone can take, regardless of income level and progress. Over time, these habits become second nature, providing the consistency needed to build and sustain wealth for future generations. As we continue, consider how these habits might fit into your own financial life. Which areas are you already strong in? And where could you improve to create a more sustainable path toward your financial goals? Generational wealth is not just about earning or saving money. It's about ensuring that the resources you have worked hard to build are protected and passed on to the next generation. One that includes wills, trust, and estate planning serves as the cornerstone for securing your family's financial future. A will is the most basic yet essential tool in legacy planning. It allows you to specify how your assets will be distributed after your passing, ensuring that your wishes are honored. Without a will, the state may determine how your estate is divided, which can lead to confusion, delays, or even disputes among your loved ones. Drafting a clear and legally sound will not only give you peace of mind, but also provide clarity and direction for your family. Trust. They can offer additional benefits for more complex situations. They allow you to set conditions for how your assets are managed and distributed, often providing greater control and flexibility than a will alone. For instance, you might use a trust to ensure that your children receive their inheritance at specific milestones, such as completing their education or reaching a certain age. Trust can also help minimize estate taxes and protect assets from creditors, making them powerful tools for preserving wealth. Estate planning integrates all these elements to create a comprehensive strategy for managing your assets during your lifetime and beyond. This process includes not only drafting wills and setting up trust, but also considering other critical aspects such as designating beneficiaries for retirement accounts and life insurance policies. Estate planning ensures that your legacy is not eroded by unnecessary taxes or legal complications, allowing your family to benefit fully from the wealth you have built. Creating a legacy plan is about more than financial security. It's about leaving a lasting impact. It ensures that your values and priorities are carried forward, giving your loved ones the foundation they need to thrive. By taking these steps now, you can create a meaningful legacy that reflects both your hard work and your commitment to those you care about. As we move toward wrapping up this discussion, reflect on what legacy planning means for you. Have you taken steps to ensure that your financial resources will support not only your immediate needs, but also the future of your family and community? As we conclude this episode, let us reflect on what we have covered. Dr. King's vision for economic justice provides a timeless blueprint for creating financial empowerment. Understanding his principle, equal access to financial education, community-driven empowerment, and sustainable wealth systems can help us begin to address the disparities that still exist today. We also discussed the importance of mindful money management, fostering economic opportunities, and creating a legacy plan. These are not just tools for personal success. They are the building blocks of generational wealth and community upliftment. A quote from Dr. King resonated deeply with today's discussion. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Generational wealth is one of the most profound ways to answer this question. It is not just about what you accumulate, it's about the legacy you leave and how it uplifts those who come after you. So, what are your next steps? Take a moment to evaluate your financial habits and identify one or two areas where you can make changes. Whether you create a budget, start a savings plan, or establish your estate plan, every action you take brings you closer to financial security and the ability to leave a meaningful legacy. I also invite you to download my free legacy building guide, a simple tool for identifying your goals and creating a plan for your family's future. The link is in the description. Thank you for joining me today on the Merging Life and Money show. I hope this conversation has inspired you to think deeply about how financial choices align with your values and your vision for the future. I am your host, Marie-Jo César. I will be back again at the end of this week with another powerful conversation. Until then, continue merging life and money. Bye for now. Hi there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy watching this video, I know you will love this one. Stay here and check it out.